Soka for a very, very, very long time. One of the questions I asked him was the challenges he faces in his office. And he gave some response. So let me ask that question of you, let's say in a different way. So Mr. Ofori has handed over to you. I'm sure that some handed over notes were given to you, some information was given to us to what work he's been able to do, the tools he has to work with, stuff like that. What would you say are some of the challenges you have? Having at the back of your mind that for you to be able to be successful at this, you need a very good staff strength. So when it comes to staff, for example, do you have enough men on the ground, enough women on the ground to help you do your job? Aside from that, do you have the tools, whether it's vehicles, and the other things that you need to do your work? Do you have all those things? What have you noticed 3 months in office?
Yes, one of the greatest challenges has to do with the staff strength.
How many do you have?
Currently, I have 82 of them.
82?
82.
Working for Greater Kumasi or what? I mean,
working for KMA. So we have some at the sub-metros. We have the 5 sub-metros. So I've distributed them, or when I came, they have been distributed among the sub-metros. And Kumasi is big. And so one of the challenge has to do with the staff strength for which...
So if you have 82 currently, and looking at the job on hand, roughly how many staff do you think would help you succeed at what you're doing, roughly?
Yeah, roughly, if I should get like 30 in addition to what I have, we'll be able to do a good job.
If you have 30 more,
exactly,
it could help you do. Do you know why you have only 82?
It's a national issue. It's a national issue.
Will you put in a request for 30 more?
Yes, I had the opportunity to tour the region with my regional director, and apparently that has been the challenge across the region. I have discussed with him that when new officers are posted, he should try again, add up to what I already have.
What did he say?
Well, he's also said that when the green light is given, he will also do what I have asked.
What about vehicles?
That is also another area of challenge.
How many do you have right now?
Currently, I have 2.
Are they working?
Not in a good state.
Are they working? Are they moving?
One is moving. One is currently has been sent to the workshop to be maintained.
But you're saying that they're not even in a good shape?
Yeah.
Are they old, rickety, or what?
For me, they are old. Looking at the nature of the job that we have to do a lot of monitoring. And so for me, I don't think that it needs agent.
One way by which we can generate revenue is if people decide not to conform, and we have to fine them with the penalty units and everything, we can get some money and then help use that money to do the work that you at the environmental health unit have to do.
Yes, I don't know whether you are aware. Recently, formally, when the assemblies prosecute, the courts are able to, as it were, give the assemblies portions of the fine. But the CJ directed that all fines should go to the consolidated fund. And so currently the assembly is not able to, as it were, rake in revenue from prosecutions. But I have engaged my prosecutor, and we want to also engage the court and then see how through prosecutions we may be able to, as it were, through compensations, because the court has that power to grant compensations. And so when that is given, then it will come to the assembly as a form of revenue to handle some of these issues.
So earlier I was asking a question that definitely you engaged with your predecessor in Mr. Ofori, and I'm sure that he gave you some handing over notes or handed to you some, works he's done, pending works and all that. Going through that notes, what would you say are the major challenges that you see in there?
One of the major challenges that I realize has to do with the fact that people have channeled their effluent into public drains. And
let's say that's their toilets. Instead of having the manhole for it to go in there, and then you evacuate it when it's full, people have channeled it into drains,
yes,
and into the main roads.
Yes.
In some areas, including my area, for example, it's something that I've been fighting about for a very long time. Even having a soak away so that your bath water, your kitchen water can go into it. They've also put plastic pipes or PVC pipes out there, and then the water is gushing out onto the road.
Yes, it's part of this liquid waste challenge that we have in the system. Apparently, there's one court, one of such issue in court that I am pursuing since I took office. So, one of the critical things that he mentioned to me was these effluent.
How do you intend to tackle them?
It's about taking court action against you. Yes, when you come, you must, as it were, educate the person the implication of these things and give the person to go and remedy the situation. And if the person fails, then you take the person on. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
So all the videos and pictures that I shared with you yesterday, Mr. Poku, where the corn mill shop, where, around the Wayek area, people are cooking under very unhygienic conditions. Even the kebab that many of us thought was wholesome and were enjoying, apparently the environment in which they were preparing all those things were not, wholesome and all. We've sent you those pictures. We've sent you those videos. What are your plans? What do you intend to do about it?
As I speak with you right now, I have constituted a monitoring team for which I'm personally going to be part with my officers. In fact, yesterday, Sunday, I tasked 2 of my officers to go around, being a weekend, and they went around and they will brief me on the findings this morning. And so to, as it were, work with a monitoring team from my office, directly from my office, to help address some of these challenges.
Talking about the fact that you're not well resourced, especially when it comes to vehicles, how do your staff, how do your men, how are they able to get out there to work?
Yes, let me indicate that some of the Sun Metros have motorbikes. But sometimes the issue of fueling and other things also becomes a problem. And so we are hoping that going forward, we'll get a lot more of these vehicles to be able to do our monitoring intensively, so that we wouldn't wait for the public to, as it were, point some of the issues out to us, but we would see them and address them before it comes.
So the ones that we shared with you yesterday, the ones that we're showing on Facebook currently, and Joel, show as many as you can from the ones that we got, from last week and the latest ones as well. When are we going to see some action taking? The corn mill shop, the markets where they're selling the vegetables on the bare ground and all that, because again, per the bylaws, it's supposed to be elevated, not to be on the bare ground. So when are we going to see some action from you?
Yes, issues of public health has no time bound. We have started right away, and we are taking the necessary step to make sure that, in fact, when this issue came up, a friend also called me and notified me of an incident around I think Santase thereabout, for which together I'm putting all these places together, and then we'll act. And let me add that we want to collaborate with FDA to map a strategy in doing this monitoring exercise to make sure that we have these issues corrected.
And you do the monitoring exercise on a daily basis?
We'll do it.
03220 83596, 03220 835